Hello, and welcome to our lesson on domestic and global logistics. This segment will cover modes of transportation. Transportation modes: motor, rail, air, water, pipeline. These modes, representing various forms of transportation, played crucial roles in hauling freight in the United States from 1980 to 2007. The choice of transportation depends on factors like the nature of the products, urgency, and the logistics of shippers and customers. Each mode offers unique advantages, and we'll delve into each mode next. Motor carriers, constituting nearly a third of all U.S. for-hire transportation spending, offer highly flexible services with door-to-door, local pickup, and various hauling options. With low variable and fixed costs, they compete effectively with air and rail carriers for short to medium distances and remain competitive for long-haul shipments, particularly with multiple delivery destinations. Specialized services, including livestock, automobile, and refrigerated hauling, enhance their versatility. However, motor carriers face challenges such as traffic congestion and weather issues. They are commonly classified as less than truckload, LTL, or truckload, TL carriers. LTL carriers handle small shipments with higher shipping fees per hundred weights due to the consolidation and separation process involved. Despite this, for limited product shippers, LTL carriers remain a cost-effective option. The U.S. LTL industry comprises national carriers like FedEx Freight and UPS, along with numerous regional carriers specializing in expedited deliveries. Motor carriers can also be categorized based on the types of items they transport. General freight carriers handle the majority of shipments, including common items, while specialized carriers focus on specific goods such as household items, liquid petroleum, building materials, and agricultural commodities. Rail carriers thrive when handling bulky, heavy shipments over long distances, although their market share in the United States has dwindled to around 10% due to competition from other modes of transportation since World War II. While rail service is cost-effective for long-haul routes, it faces challenges in flexibility and speed compared to motor and air carriers. To enhance competitiveness, railroads have acquired motor carrier firms, enabling them to offer point-to-point delivery using both flat cars and motor carriers with truck trailers. Despite these efforts, rail carriers contend with issues such as equipment availability, service frequency, and shipment damage, presenting disadvantages compared to motor carriers. However, advancements in scheduling software and railroads' routing and identification systems, including real-time location systems, RTLS, with Wi-Fi-enabled RFID tags, have mitigated challenges in tracking and tracing rail cars. RTLS not only facilitates real-time monitoring of railcar locations, but also enables temperature monitoring in refrigerated cars. In the United States, infrastructure and aging equipment have posed challenges for railroads, but since the 1980s, there has been increased investment to replace railcars, upgrade terminals, and address worn track segments through acquisitions and mergers. Additionally, a notable trend in rail transportation is the use of high-speed trains, primarily operated by Amtrak along the Northeast Corridor, Boston, New York, Washington, despite challenges in achieving optimal speeds due to the lack of straight-line tracks. Air transportation is pricier compared to other modes, yet it stands out for its speed and reliability over long distances, constituting approximately 15% of the total annual United States for-hire transportation expenses. While limited in bulky and heavy cargo capacity, air transport excels in swiftly moving high-value, lightweight goods across extended distances. Despite the low incidence of consignment damage and good schedule frequency, air transport faces limitations in geographic coverage. Many small U.S. cities lack airports, necessitating a combination of air and motor carriage services for comprehensive transportation solutions. Water transportation, while cost-effective, has limitations in terms of flexibility and speed. It encompasses various types, such as lakes, inland waterways, coastal, global deep sea, and ocean carriers. Inland waterway transport, mainly used for bulky and low-value goods, competes with rail and pipeline carriers. Growth in this sector is restricted to water-accessible areas. Water transport constitutes approximately 3% of total for-hire logistics services, a figure unchanged for the past 3 decades. Collaboration with motor carriers facilitates door-to-door delivery. In the UK, efforts are being made to promote inland waterway carriers for their environmental benefits compared to motor freight. British Waterways is investing in minimizing highway pollution and congestion, encouraging trade along inland waterways. A single river barge can transport the equivalent of 24 truckloads of freight, offering a quieter, visually unobtrusive, and lower-emission alternative. Around 3.5 million tons of non-time-sensitive freight move annually through 2,000 miles of UK inland waterways. Deep-sea transportation has evolved with the use of container ships and supertankers, making it more desirable and cost-effective despite slower transit times. Supertankers, some exceeding 1,200 feet in length, enable oil-producing countries to ship larger quantities at reduced costs. Small shippers also benefit from lower costs by consolidating products in containers on board container ships. Pipeline carriers are highly specialized and entail a substantial upfront investment. However, after recovering the initial costs, maintenance expenses are minimal. Notably, pipelines can only transport gas or liquid items. There is a growing demand for pipeline transportation, given its low variable costs and heightened security compared to alternative carriers. This is evidenced by the construction of pipelines for transporting significant quantities of oil and gas over long distances from remote areas to established processing facilities. Intermodal transportation, integrating various modes for efficient product movement, has gained popularity. Major firms like FedEx and J.B. Hunt offer seamless door-to-door shipping services, optimizing warehousing and transportation for cost-effective solutions. For instance, a standard 8-foot container is packed and sealed for overseas shipping. It travels via motor carrier to a rail terminal, then onto a double-stacked flat car to a seaport on the U.S. West Coast. After a sea journey to Japan, it undergoes customs, transfers to a motor carrier trailer, and reaches its final destination, undergoing only one packing and unpacking cycle. The above example mentions several intermodal combinations, including COFC, container on flat car, and TOFC, trailer on flat car or piggyback service, utilizing the flexibility of motor carriers and the cost efficiency of rail and water carriers. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall discuss transportation pricing. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.